to our new video series, Ringgold Rapid Responses. I am Patricia Klein, historian of the Ringgold Band. In this video series, we will meet members of the Ringgold Band and members of the Ringgold New Horizons Band and get a glimpse of their lives. Welcome Ringgold Band member Alex Bruce. Hi, Alex.
Hi, everybody.
So, Alex, what section of the band do you participate in?
I participate in the vocal section, which is probably the smallest section of the band besides the conductor. So I'm the proud partner with Tyler Rutt as the female soloist.
And do you serve the band other than singing?
Do I serve the band other than singing?
Room bombed by a maestro. I apologize.
Hi, no problem. I don't currently serve the band other than singing. No, that's my one role right now, and probably the role I should stick to, as it's been a while since I've dusted off the trumpet.
So how long have you been singing with the Ringgold Band?
Well, this is my second round with the band. Currently, this would be my 6th year running. So this 2014, when we did the Andrews Sisters, was my first time back with the band, and have been singing with them since then.
You do a phenomenal job. I always love playing the pieces that you sing to. Do you remember your first gig or your most memorable experience with the band? I think you have a couple.
Yeah, I absolutely do remember my first gig. It was quite momentous because I was just a young teenager at the time. Because my first gig with the band was actually in 1996 as a junior rising senior at at Exeter High School. I teach in Reading, sorry. And Deb Greenwald was traveling west to visit her family in Washington State, and Mr. Seidel was feverishly looking for someone to fill some of her slots for the summer. So knowing that I was going to college to be a voice major, and being the ever consummate educator that he was, knew I needed some more experience in front of an audience before I went away to school. So he was so gracious to invite me to sing with the band in 1996. I think my first actual gig was in Hamburg at St. Michael's, I believe it was. I remember the long drive through the windy hills, being very nervous and wondering what I had gotten myself into. And then just a couple days after that, I remember finding myself at Community Days in Governor Mifflin with the band. And Mr. Seidel thought, well, the first one went well, so this time I'll let her talk and introduce all the band and the songs. And I just about froze in my seat and had no idea what to do with that information. I was used to singing prepared lyrics, but not speaking in front of a crowd. So once again, he knew what I needed to kind of push me and give me a little bit of confidence. And looking back, I've always been grateful for those opportunities. So yeah, those are my first.
I also was pushed in high school to be a member of the band. I was a student of his at Exeter as well. So yes, he's always an advocate for our youth.
Yeah, he always had a way of giving people the opportunities that they need, and sometimes ones he needed too, but it was always a win-win situation.
And so can you tell the audience a little bit about your present occupation?
Yeah, sure. I'm a music educator in the Reading School District, as I just said. I had taught in elementary for 12 years. I'm now back up into the middle school grade levels, which I love, and that's where I started my career. I started my career in Boston in 2001, and then when we moved back home here to Berks County, I started teaching in Reading. So I teach general and vocal choral music in the Reading School District, and I'm now at Northeast Middle School, which is ironically where I went to middle school before we moved out of the city of Reading to Exeter. So it's kind of like a full circle moment for me. And as crazy as middle school can be, I feel home there. Like, I just love that age group, and I love what I get to do there with them. And then I also teach privately in my home. I have a voice and piano studio here in my home, and I have about 15 students here this year. So teaching virtually has definitely been a new challenge and new light on teaching music, especially voice. But I have to say everybody's working hard to rise to the occasion and doing their best through the process. So yeah, I love what I do. I wouldn't pick anything else.
Aren't you also active in another vocal organization? Can you tell us about that?
Well, I had for many years been very active with the Reading Choral Society. I took a year off this past year just because I had a new job change and was trying to create a little extra time for myself. But yeah, I love our Reading um, community musical organizations. They're dear to my heart to be part of not just the education system, but the community side of our musical and arts organizations. So I had sang and was a board member and board president of the Reading Choral Society for about 12 years in different capacities. I also was part of the Berks Choir Games programs that they initiated, which was a lot of fun, a cappella music, and just kind of bringing that element of the genre into our community. And I also am a summer camp director with the Berks Youth Chorus, which has been an honor. So I don't direct with them full time, but every summer we hold a music camp in the city of Reading here for students of ages grades 2 through 6. And that's been a real joy and privilege to partner alongside of some great other conductors from all around the county, different schools, and join students together as well from around the county, very diverse music and student populations. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's a great way to end the year every year. It's usually the first week after school in June. Yeah.
You're a busy lady.
I think that sums it up. I think those are.
Can you tell us a little bit about your family life outside the Ringgold Band and what you love to do for hobbies?
Well, I am married and my husband is Aaron Booth, and we live here in Center Park in the Historic District in Reading. So we love our community here. It's a really vibrant part of Reading, which often gets a bad reputation, but we're very involved in just the community at large in the city. And my mother was a musician in the community and a teacher as well, so I kind of got a little bit of those sides. My father was the rock jazz musician, and my mom was the classical pianist and singer, and so I feel like I had a nice blend of all those things. So we just grew up in a musical family and continuing that in our home. My husband loves music as well. I love to run. My hobby is to run and jog off all the stress from lots of long days and lots of noise that we love as being music educators in elementary, middle school ages. But yeah, jogging is like my hobby. I love to travel. My husband and I, we when we can every couple of years, love to take a couple big trips. My husband's an architect, so a lot of overlap with music and architecture. Ironically, this sketch behind me is a Bach fugue that my husband had to sketch into an architectural format and design in college. So I helped him analyze the fugue and then he put it into pictorial motion. So a small example of kind of how we interweave I didn't plan that, by the way, I promise. I wasn't thinking.
Perfect.
Yeah, we love to weave our love of like art, architecture, music into our travels. And I have a sister and a brother and lots of nieces and nephews all over the country between my husband's family and mine. So it keeps us busy for sure in all the best ways.
You're Zoom bombing us again. I apologize.
That's all right. He's a cutie.
His name is Maestro. So the
Maestro.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
So this pandemic has lasted a lot longer than all of us were hoping.
Yes, for sure.
Get back together, or for our next virtual project, what song would you love to sing with the band again?
I have to say my favorite song to sing with the band always is God Bless America. And I know that sounds perhaps too simple, but it's really true. Every time the band plays that song, every different location we're in, and every time I sing it, I've not had a lot of songs in life where I have a hard time getting through them, but just seeing the reaction of the audience and the members and looking out over the beautiful scenery that we play in so often and feeling the beautiful unity that comes when we sing that song is always, every time, no matter how many times, it touches my heart so much, and it's usually hard to keep back the tears. So especially once this is over, I I can't wait for that first time to just take in the scenery, the people that we all miss, our audience, and just each other, and really enjoy the true depth of what that song means. So, yeah,
I
I
have
think
to bump to my throat with that one as well. Um, People might not know, but the audience always stands up and starts singing along. The entire audience, even the one on canes and walkers, they get up, they stand there, they sing their hearts out, and it's always a great ending to our concert. So I'm with you there.
absolutely. Yeah, I think the first time it happened, it caught me so. The first time I sang that and that happened, it just caught me so off guard because there are a few places where we can really, experience that together anymore. And so you're right, it happens every single time. I know to expect it now, but sometimes it still has the same reaction, and I get so moved by that unity. So, yep, can't wait.
And what would you like our Ringgold Band fans and people who have never met us before know about the Ringgold Band?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's so many things that I'd love them to know about the Ringgold Band. And compared to so many of the people that you've interviewed this summer, I feel like I've known the band a long time, but I've definitely only been a closer part of it for a shorter time. But I think what I'd really love for people to know the most is just the hearts and the talent of all the individual musicians, and the real desire for camaraderie and the continuation, not just of the art form, but the community that it draws. I mean, I'm so impressed with the talent and amazing dedication of the individual members of the band. I mean, just the backgrounds, the experiences that Ringgold Band draws together, that draws on. I mean, if you could quantify the cumulative talent of all the band members and their experiences, it's amazing. It's so amazing. I sometimes forget I'm in Little Berks County when I talk to band members and hear the stories of where they've played and where they've lived and their life experiences. So we're not just a little town community band, but just a real beautiful collection of so much talent and so much passion for the music that they are bringing to the audience. And when they come to the concerts, it's just so much camaraderie and fellowship and just joy. I mean, it's just such a great community of musicians and community members to be a part of. And I think I would just love people to feel that and to find peace and joy in that. And if you haven't heard us before, if you heard us once or twice, come out, get a little sense of what that feels like. There are a few times we leave a concert and people aren't just totally lifted, from where they were when they came in. So, gosh, yeah, there's so much I could say. I could go on and on about so many individual aspects, but I just love the camaraderie and the community that comes from the band and that they share with those around them.
I love hearing you talk, Alex, with so much passion, and it is true what you're saying. All the members that I've had the pleasure of talking to through this virtual world, unfortunately, and Cindy has speak with such passion for the band and passion for music. And I think, as a society, we're craving to hear that passion again. And as much as we enjoy our virtual performances, and we've both been a part of them, there's something tangible in the room when you're in a group together, all with a common goal of enjoying each other's company. And I think we really miss and need that.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. You said it all. Absolutely.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Alex, getting to know you a little bit better. I am Patricia Klein, historian of the Ringgold Band, and that is another episode of Ringgold Rapid Responses. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patty.